Today is officially the breakdown of our 2016 Toyota 4Runner. Now Denise, myself, and our two Australian Shepherds camp out of this vehicle. We have not invested in a rooftop tent, and we have not invested in a drawer system in the back that's an actual bed for us. So I know a lot of you are probably curious on exactly how we pull that off. Oh look, 3 minutes. First things first, we have our firewood. Generally speaking, we would strap this on top, but we just picked this up from the gas station. We were in a hurry, so we just put it back here in the tailgate. Now, we try to leave this space right here for miscellaneous items. Right now, we really only have this peanut oil from the Guga recipe that we did the other night. And then we also have our brisk tea. All right, so like I said, controlled chaos always. This may look like a big scrambled mess, but I actually have a reason as to why I have everything set up the way I do. 1, for quick unload, 2, for quick accessibility, and 3, if you've ever played Tetris. But right now, I have my North Face bag, my quick essential go bag that's ready for everything. All right, right corner, I like to keep my extra coats. As we winter camp, you always want to have extra coats. You never want to be caught in the cold. And then on top of the Yeti bucket, we have Denise's extra bag of clothes. Anything that she needs as a woman is in this bag. I call it her woman bag. I call this my man bucket. Next thing that gets unloaded is the dog food. When we're on the road for as long as we are, we want to make sure that we're stocked up with enough food for the pups. And yes, you guessed it, for these Australian Shepherds, Purina Pro Plan. All right, we have a loose light in here. We usually hang it right here, especially when we're making bed, just for some additional light. Also back here, we keep a windscreen for when we sleep, when we have to leave the dogs in the car. I also have a miscellaneous box. Keep some canned goods in here just because we're on the road. I have the dog leashes in here. And then I also have a hammock just in case we hang up on some trees. All right, just off to the left side of this, you can actually see, if you look close, we keep our trash bag ready to go right here. You always want to make sure that you leave no trace. Pick up all the trash that you see. But on top of the trash bags, we actually keep our camping chairs. So you always got to run with 2. We run with 3. Boom. Got our trash bag here, like I said. When you're winter camping, you need a Mr. Buddy heater. This thing just takes a little thing of propane. I mean, if you're gonna winter camp, the bottom line is you need extra heat sources. Next thing inside this runner that we need to take out is our kitchen. Now, on top of the actual roof rack, we do have a really nice table that we'll only bring out for big meals when we're, getting super attached to a campsite for a couple of days. On this road trip, that has not been the case. We've just been trying to cover as much ground as we possibly can. But this bucket right here, believe it or not, pretty much contains every seasoning, every pot, every pan, every utensil, anything you might need in your traditional kitchen, you're gonna find within this Tupperware. Boom. Off to the side, we always keep our coffee mug ready to go. You might even find this inside the kitchen supplies, but when we left our last campsite, we just had to grab this and go. Also back here, we run with a Coleman stove. If you're gonna cook meals, make coffee, do anything, this is gonna be the main way that you cook. If for some reason we're not in the mood to use the Coleman, we also run with this fire grate. It gives us a great opportunity to use the fire just to cook our meals. Also on the far right, we have an additional table. This is one I literally got from Walmart. It was probably $10. This is one of the best tables in our arsenal, simply because, as you just saw, you can put it up, put it back, and you're good to go. Alrighty, saving the best for last. 2 of the most important things, our food and our water. When you're gonna be out here for extended periods of time, we run with this giant, I believe it's a 5-gallon water tub. Right now, most of this is ice because it's been freezing every night, but we keep it inside the runner at temperature when we're running the heat so that we have a good opportunity for it to thaw. And I think it did. She got the fire started, and then I unloaded, and then she's gonna make the bed, and then I'll get dinner started. So it's all about reciprocity, going back and forth, working as a team. Every single place that we went on this road trip, we have never been before. We literally just looked on a map, and we struck out. It's not like we just pulled into these gorgeous, you know, scenic overlays and found these awesome campsites. You do have to work just a little bit to find spots like this, but you're rewarded so greatly. The last thing we're gonna pull out is actually this Yeti cooler. Now this bad boy, as heavy and as bulky as it may be, I have a gallon of milk in there. Multiple 2 liters of Dr. Pepper, brisk tea, squirt, any kind of drinks that you might want on the road. A chuck roast in here. Homemade flour tortillas that we bought on the road from a small Mexican carniceria. I don't even have any ice in this Yeti cooler right now. I only have the small refreezable blue Yeti bricks, and I've been confident just in that because of the weather out here. It's been extremely cold. And then just inside of this, every time I check, I mean, the milk is still cold. Anything we keep in here, it stays absolutely fresh. And this was a gift. It was absolutely a perfect gift, and I use it all the time. Thank you, Mom. And just like that, everything is unloaded. We have our lights set up for Denise to make bed. And then we do run with Crocs, you know, just in case. It's been so cold, we haven't really used these much. But you never know where we're gonna drive, and it's always nice to have an easy pair of slippers to put on. Jacob, where is your bedding material? We don't see it on your roof rack, and we don't see it in the back. Well, let me show you. Every single inch of this Toyota 4Runner we utilize in the best way that we can. So we literally try not to waste a single space, ready to go for these camping festivities. Back in here is where the dogs will stay when we're on the road. So we actually invested in this seat cover. This is some of the best money that we've ever spent because it quickly detaches and attaches to the seat heads. I can't tell you how many times riders gotten car sick and thrown up all over the back, and this has completely saved our butts. And underneath, you guessed it, we have our 2 pillows. We have 1 negative 15-degree sleeping bag. And then let me take you over around to the other side. I would argue that is our most cozy part of the setup. I do have another pillow, yes, but underneath there, the other sleeping bag that we run with is actually only a 25 or a 30-degree bag. Even though it gets a lot colder than that here at night, this is where this next item comes into play. This beautiful plush Asian purple blanket. It is so soft, it is so thick, especially in nights when it's really cold. I just throw that purple blanket over myself and I am warm as could be. Seats are folded up in the front. They kind of have some small pieces of metal that stick out, and sometimes that you can even feel that throughout the pillow. So one day we were like, let's just switch, and then we put our feet down on that end, completely solved the issue. So, and then as you can see pretty clearly, we have this extremely thick, you know, it's some kind of Asian blanket that we got at the flea market. Very, very nice lady, I think. And this land is paid for by your taxes. So that's what's really important to me. This is part of your land. It's part of my land. It's our land. So we need it. It's here. We need to enjoy it. We need to discover it. And this is unacceptable. You're not going to keep these lands beautiful, leaving trash around like this.
Do what you were doing. Do your little wrestle match.
Alrighty, so we have something very special for you today. We were driving back to the Denver area and about to pass through the Rocky Mountains. So this is actually really famous if you live in Colorado. It is my first time actually being here. But my question is, who owns this thing?